Hey everyone, it's Kirk here from Kirk's Auto up here in Toowoomba, old T-Bar town. So, what I want to talk to you about today is these horrible plugs here, which is called a C11 or a CF11, which is that guy there. Now these they get used on all your fridges, or a lot of your fridges on the market, so Waco style. Gets used on your Dometic, your Waco, My Coolman, Evercool, Kings and Brass Monkey. Okay, and that's a few more. That's just to name a few, right? So what I want to talk about is the E1 fault, the F1 fault, that low battery voltage fault, or if you're not getting any of those faults and your fridge is just cutting out on low voltage. So Americans like to use that lovely AWG term, American wire gauge. Personally, I'm not a fan of that terminology because it's actually quite confusing. I guess in Australia we just use 1 mil, 1.5 mil, 2 mil, 3 mil, 4 mil, 5 mil, and the list goes on. So the issue that we have is you've got 1.5 meters of cable, okay? And when you have 1.5 meters of cable, you've got a fridge that's drawing, 5 amps, 4 amps, 5 amps. You're getting a lot of voltage drop along that cable. So I just want to show you something, that how small the cable is. So that cable there is off the 16 AWG, which is supposed to be the bigger gauge. And this one here is, as you can see there, is off the 14 AWG. Now this here is the equivalent to say 2.5 mil, and that there is 1.5 mil. Normally we used to use that as speaker wire. You had a track when I was doing car audio installs back in the day. Sometimes I used to use 2 mil as speaker wire. That's your 2 mil there. Okay, if you can see that, very, very small. That's what you're seeing in that other side there. So side by side, there's a difference between 4 mil and 2 mil. Okay, now on the side of your roll here, it'll actually tell you, you're not going to be able to see that on there, but actually 4 mil is good for 28 amps. Okay, 2 mil is good for 2 amps. I'm pretty sure it's 2 amps, if I remember rightly. Yeah, no, 11 amps actually. 2 mil is good for 11 amps. Memory serves me a bit wrong there. Okay, so when you have a smaller gauge of wire, you have to, and you've got a bit of amperage or a bit of current draw on side there. Bigger is better to a degree when it comes to your cable. So the bigger your cable you got, and the shorter long run you're going to have a less voltage drop across that line. So if you're seeing, say for example, 12.5 volts, 13 volts at your batteries, and you go to your fridge and you see that voltage display on there and you think, smokes, I'm only getting like 12.5 volts. That is because your cable is too small, or your cable is worn out, or you got hot joints. So where the hot joints normally happen on these guys is actually inside here and onto your fridge. Where those hot joints generally come from is because the cable is also undersized, it's too small, and creates a hotter joint. So a lot of those, the lower the voltage goes, the amperage has to increase. So when you increase that amperage going up there, you're going to get hotter joints. Wherever these little termination joints are, wherever these little connections are, they're going to get hot, okay, and they're going to melt. So that's why you see sometimes these will have a melted plug on the end of them. You think, what the hell's going on there? It's because the wire and the gauge of the wire is too small. So my suggestion is, if you're Googling around, eBaying around or anything like that, because you can only get this here from BCF, is the only place I've been able to find it so far, or online. I don't recommend you buying online, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. That's the brand there. It comes from BCF. Okay. Now it's, I guess you need to find that 14 AWG, I guess what they call it at, which is 2 mil. Okay. And that there is what I'm hoping for this customer, is to kill a lot of that voltage drop. Now the other thing you're going to have as well is it pays to pay attention to your settings that you got on there, eco settings or your voltage settings on there. Now you need to make sure that you've got it either on the low setting or on the medium setting, because if you've got it set on the high setting, okay, it's going to cut out at 12 volts neat, okay, and your fridge is going to get hot. Okay, some people store medication inside their fridges. If you're camping with families, there might be breast milk or something like that inside there. And you're driving along across the countryside on a hot day, or 40, 42 degree day, and you want to go back in there and grab your medication or that milk you had to feed Bub, and all of a sudden everything's spoiled. Your meat's spoiled, your beer's spoiled. It's all terrible. The day's come to an end. Okay, so it pays to pay attention to some little finer details. Your fridge is basically has a BMS in there, and I want to explain to you a lot of the benefits of having that eco setting on there. I know this video is up around that 5 minutes. You guys have probably checked out already, but hey, that's cool. I'm going to keep going anyway. The reason why that's there is, I guess you can say, is like a BMS system, battery management system. Okay, now if you're running AGMs and if you've got your batteries being pulled down to say 11 volts, that is like well undercharged for an AGM. 12 volts is considered flat for an AGM battery. Okay, now you don't want your batteries going flat. So your fridge is cutting out at 12 volts because it's thinking it's going to protect the batteries. But also as well, you want to have that eco mode on there as well set up there, because as I was saying to you before, the lower the voltage, the higher the amp's going to get, which means your fridge is going to get hotter, your motor's going to get hotter, it's going to have to work hotter to keep that fridge cool. To keep everything inside that fridge cool, it's going to have to work a lot harder. Okay, but your settings, yes, put your settings on the lower setting if need be. If you definitely know that you're getting 12.5 volts up there and you're looking back over your fridge and you're seeing 11.5 or 11, you might have to drop that eco setting all the way down and look at changing one of these plugs or these connectors. Okay, anyway, I've rambled on long enough. This has gone for 7 minutes. Everyone's chilled, everyone's tuned out probably, and I'm getting smashed by mosquitoes. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like and share, and discuss. Please discuss this with your friends or even with me online here. Thank you very much for watching.